Okay, Gemini, you've got quite the reading here. So I'm just going to jump into it. Before I get into it, I'm feeling like, okay, these readings, they're general, so they could apply to any situation, whether it's love, relationships, business, finance, career, spirituality, whatever. With this, I'm actually getting, this is around friendships. Could be relationships, but I'm feeling more like a friendship, um, like groups you hang out in, think social events, tribes, that type of thing. And it's feeling like this all revolves around, I don't know if it's a specific situation or a specific event, but I'm feeling a lot of stuff going on in the area of like communication with people, connections with people. It's a better word. Okay, so let's get into it and you'll get where I'm going with this. Okay, so when I look at the underlying energy, we've got the Tower, which is basically a shake-up, upheaval, something big coming in and just like shaking things up and turning things around. Yeah, and with this, we've got the Four of Coins. And what I'm getting, the combination of these two things, is there's going to be some kind of a shake-up or whatever. And with the Four of Coins in this situation, I'm getting the energy around not wanting to share, almost to a point of greed. And that's a bit harsh, but it's like you're wanting to keep this stuff to yourself, whatever it is. Like you're not wanting to share with people, whatever happens with this Tower moment. And then interesting thing is when I look at the foundation, let me put these back. So we have the King of Cups reversed and the Five of Wands reversed. And with the King of Cups reversed, I'm getting, like the King of Cups, you know, is really stable and creative, and I'm getting that there's some kind of ideas coming through. There's some kind of, I don't know if it's a breakthrough, maybe that's part of this Tower moment. But it's like you don't take those ideas and forge ahead. You don't turn these ideas into reality. And the underlier here, the clarifying card is about like Five of Wands. This is about like competition or whatever. And I'm seeing this as a group of friends, like your tribe. When I see this, for this deck anyway, Five of Wands, I see this as a tribe. Okay, so these are your people, right? But your friends start getting really competitive, but not in a good way. And like there's jealousy and pettiness and that kind of bullshit coming through. So I don't know if it's coming out because you're not forging ahead with these ideas, or whatever, you're clutching to your chest because of this Tower moment. But it's not faring well with the group. There's something not cool going on here. So keep that in mind as sort of the underlying energy and the foundation of the reading. And that's why I'm really pulling that it's around like a friendship or a group of people. And this card is really speaking to me. And that's why I'm saying that. So when we look at sort of the center and the core of the reading, okay, we've got, we have the Nine of Swords and the King of Swords reversed. So Nine of Swords, it's a very typical situation where you're worrying a lot, you're dwelling on something, shit keeps you up at night, this type of mentality. Sometimes, quite often, it's because it's all up in your head. And I'll call people on that, like I'll call that out in the reading. I'm not really getting that here. I'm getting more like something's really bothering you, and it's like it's a valid worry. And I don't mean to sound dramatic about that. Not that other people's worries, even if they are all up in their head, aren't valid. But this is something like anyone looking at your position will kind of go, yeah, I totally get it. I get why you know you can't fucking sleep. Like, I get it, right? And then tying into this, with all this worry and this dwelling on whatever crap is going on, probably relating to this group, you're losing your confidence. Like you don't want to. You just don't want to be part of it. You don't want to be out there, and you don't want to be involved, which is kind of sad. And this is like core of the reading too. Good thing coming out of this is that we've got both the sun and the moon card. So the sun card is like the best card in the deck. It's just a wonderful, beautiful energy. It's everything working out. It's life being great and the whole bit. And then when you look at the moon card, to me, the moon card, I think, is also another lovely card. But it's shrouded in a little bit of mystery and mystique and a little bit of the unknown. You know, it's like have you ever been outside at night and say it's, you can see the moon, so say it's more than at least a half moon to a full moon, and the sky is like that black but has a lot of blue, and the moon is almost like a brighter white, like a white light as opposed to a yellowish moonlight. And then like you see wisps of clouds coming over it, and it's just like a really cool depiction of what a starry sky night with a big full moon or a big bright moon looks like. That's what I get from this card. So I think that there is like, put all this garbage aside. Whatever's going on with these people, things are good. Like you have some positive stuff here. You might just need to ask for some clarity. You just might need to kind of feel things out, and maybe there is a bit of maybe that's coming from here. I keep coming back to this card, so maybe you just need to clarify a couple things with this group. But there's some not great stuff going on here. But overall for you, there is some good out there. So look for some answers, look for some clarity within the realm of what's going on this month. Okay, when we look at the past, so this is interesting. We've got the Nine of Cups, which is one of my favorite cards, but I say that about a lot of cards. Nine of Cups, it's good stuff. You know, this dude, look at him. He's happy. He's holding up a big cup. Fill this up with wine, man. I'm ready to go. Ready to party. I'm happy. Got a bunch of cups. Hanging out. Life's good. Which is an awesome card. So this is what was going on in the past. Now, the other thing is, so we've got the Ten of Coins, which also another great card. And it's all about being financially stable and everything's good. And look, this cheeky boo, she's got like this great house and a lovely garden, and she's all happy and all that good stuff. But one thing that's coming here from the past, we've got Judgment reversed. And what I'm getting from this is that when you were sitting here drinking your wine and hanging out at your house in your beautiful garden, you were getting called to do something. There was something that you were pulled to do, guided to do, asked to do, and you didn't do it. And I don't know why. I don't know what was going on here. Maybe a bit of complacency with all this good in life. You know, sometimes it's easy for you, us as humans in general. You know, when life's no, let me back up. You know, when life is tough, like, you know, you're struggling to pay your bills and your kids are driving you crazy, and I don't know, you can't afford to pay your rent or whatever, and then you get a leak in the bathroom, and it's like when you got to struggle through stuff, you feel it, and you remember when things are good, you remember the tough times. This is almost like when the good times are here, they're so good that you kind of forget the tough times. So something's going on where you're asked to do something, and it's almost like you're complacent in this place of happiness, which I know sounds really bad because you should enjoy this. But when you're ignoring things that you're called to do, and this is something you maybe shouldn't have ignored or neglected, then these things sometimes aren't, you know, as important. So this was something going on in the past. Now, when we come into the present, These are nice cards, actually. This is good. Considering all this weird shit going on, you do have some good cards here. So we got the Queen of Cups. And Queen of Cups is an individual who, and I'm getting this is you. Sometimes I get it's a person. Sometimes I just pick up on energy of the situation. But I'm feeling like this is actually you. Caring, compassionate, intuitive, like mature, like has been through stuff and just has their act together. But I'm getting like the caring and creative as well, and the intuition. So with the Seven of Coins, this is a card I really think is cute too. It's where you've put in a lot of work to get where you are, right? You've put in work, and now you're watching your little tree growing, your little shrub. You're looking at it going, hey, come on, coins, let's grow so I can pick you and spend you, buy my nice house over here, right? So you're sitting here just waiting to reap your rewards, which is a nice energy to be in. So this is what's going on now. And if it's not going on right now, it's coming. Now, when we look at the future, Two of Wands in reverse and Six of Coins in reverse. So what I'm getting here is coming up, like it might be after you've reaped the rewards here and harvested your little pentacles. You make some kind of change in direction of where you're going. Now, I know that I'm feeling like this is like friendship and whatever, so maybe you change your tribe. Maybe you're looking for a new group. I don't know. There's something that you make a change in direction in, and that choice, we all have choices and can do whatever we want. But when you make this choice, you're going to find that you're going to need some help, and you're not going to find it. Or you're going to have a hard time finding it. And maybe that's because this tribe, there are some issues. But you're going to be looking around for someone to give you a hand, and there's going to be nobody in sight. So I don't know if it's that, the tribe has ditched you or what, but you're going to have a tough time with this. You're going to look around and go, oh, okay, hello, I need some help. Hello, anybody, Bueller, all right? So interesting thing about that is, and this could kind of apply to a lot of what's going on here. When I look at the energy, your energy right now, energy around you, we've got the Five of Cups in reverse and the Four of Swords in reverse. So Five of Cups is about loss, like you've lost something and you're upset about it, like something's happened here. Maybe it has to do with this change that you've made and you weren't getting the assistance you needed. Maybe you're mourning the loss of your tribe. That's possible too. But the message under that is, yeah, you can be sad, right? You can be sad about this loss and you can mourn a little bit. You know what? You can have your little pity party, but don't stay there for too long. That's not a good energy to be in. And with the Four of Swords, I'm getting that you need to regroup from this loss, right? So you need to regroup, but you can't escape. So you need to regroup, not escape. So if you find yourself like in your headspace trying to look at ways to just escape life and the situation, whether that be, just binge watching Netflix for like 3 weeks or whatever, or like diving into the bottom of a bottle or whatever, that's not it. You know what? Lick your wounds kind of thing, have your moment, and then don't stay there too long, and don't try to escape shit that's going on. Regroup and get back on track, because you can do it. You have power. And then when we look at sort of externally what's going on, we have the Star in reverse, and then we have the King of Wands. So with the Star, and it being in reverse especially, external forces coming in is just basically telling you keep the faith. Like, don't give up, keep the faith, you can do it, you can get there. Star card's about hopes and wishes, dreams, all that stuff. So externally, the vision towards you is keep the faith, because you can do it. With this King of Wands, You're focused, you're determined, you're driven. So keep that faith, because people will see you as that focused and determined person, and that you can do what you need to do. So then we come into your hopes and fears. So with the Wheel of Fortune, you want to try and keep your focus. You want to try and stay focused and forge ahead. But your fear is that there are so many events that are out of your control that it's going to be hard to keep your focus. And with the Lovers reversed, the message here with this fear, the hope and the fear combined. So yeah, you want to keep focused, even though events are out of your control. But the message is, don't make a choice for the wrong reason. So if a choice comes up that you have to make sure whatever you're choosing, it's for the right reasons. And I know sometimes that's hard to do, but think about that when this choice comes up. Especially around events that are out of your control, you really want to think. And then on outcome, we have the Hanging Man in reverse and the Ten of Swords. So the Hangman in reverse, and this kind of ties into this reverse Lovers card of making a choice for the wrong reason. With the Hangman, you might end up making some sacrifices that considering the experience and experiences really that you've been through and everything, you should know better that you shouldn't be making that sacrifice. So think about that when this shows up as well. And the Ten of Swords is telling you that the end is near, like it's almost over. Ten of Swords, it's crappy energy. It just is what it is, but things are about to turn. So this has been quite a reading as well. And again, I'm feeling that most of it is around people, relationships and people. And I'm getting a big part of this is your tribe. Something's going on here, and I don't know why. Like, there's good, you've got the Sun card, the Moon card. In the past, you've had good, you're doing good here, you got your Seven of Pentacles, and it seems to be when you change direction that things start to go a little sideways. So maybe beware when you're at this point. The Tower moment, the Underlier, the shakeups, the tribe, or this group or people, person, it could be a person, whatever's going on. Yeah, there is some good, and at the end of the day, no matter what happens, the tide's going to turn. You're going to come out of this. Okay, it's going to end. Whatever garbage is happening in amongst all this, it'll end.